Hello everyone, Dire Shadow here. This is the second attempt, technically. I count this as a second attempt because the other few were trying to test the mic to make sure I was actually recording. Because in that fucking Rooms for Days video, I forgot to check if it was actually picking up my mic. So, those few minutes of, well, the 30-minute video, about 20, 25, I guess, minutes of me talking to myself were for nothing. I was mainly explaining the safe code stuff. I'll actually go in depth in fucking Terrors of Nowhere with that, but right now I just wanted to upload something. Right now I am going to do I just clicked on that to teleport up here. Uh Vervhod district runs just because extra cheese and this mode is actually fun compared to normal conclave stuff. I recommend doing this just in case you don't want to go through the trouble of doing normal conclave, especially starting out with conclave stuff. It can be rough. I barely did conclave only for like the snowball events because the snowball events can be fun because not everyone's fucking tryharding. I mean, some people are, but for the most part, not really. But doing this can not only give you conclave stuff, but a lot of Vosper, which is used for getting arcanes in the Sanctum Atomica. Mind you, this is pretty much the current end game type of stuff, so not really beginner friendly. And as you can see with how high the mastery ranks are for people, they know what they're doing. But the fun part is, even if you win or lose, you still get a decent amount of both, so it doesn't really matter too much. You just get a little bit of extra stuff for winning. And plus, I like the friendly challenge of it.
Okay, Aoi and Amir. Think your squads need a little incentive for today's jobs? Fine. This is a race. Squad that finishes last makes pizza for the winners.
If you want to
Lights counter, cap,
start off pretty
apron,
quickly,
and
you get one
Arthur's
person to
outlined
start it.
three crucial objectives for us to clear. Stakes could not be higher.
Start
My
the thing, and then you
dignity
have
is
the
on
rest
line.
on motorcycles
I
getting
do
ready
not want
to
help on the big
attack.
bad's counter tonight. Understood? Nasty tech rock baddies up ahead. Do me a favor and take out the trash.
Trying to use Mace on the Babaus can be a bit annoying for this, because sometimes it just does not want to properly attack.
Scratch one rotten best.
The arcane I'm using for my Mesa, is the secondary one where you gain overguard for attacking any enemy with overguard. Can be very useful. especially without Mesa's Vault or any of the other abilities that Mesa has.
Keep moving.
Actually, it's exterminate. What am I doing?
This area is crawling with hostile forces. Scaldra, Tekra. Doesn't matter. We need to take them out.
As a rule of thumb, with this game mode, just use Warframe that you have a very adaptable playstyle with. I would recommend not crowd control Warframes because they tend to slow it down a little bit, especially for the exterminate. Frames like Mesa are very good for this because she can move around quickly and kill quickly. And if you know what you're doing with her, you don't even need Mesa's Waltz. You can just do this and launch yourself. We're not too far behind, but even the smallest bit behind can be changed. It can. Oh no, it's locked back next. We're bummed. Come on, guys, kill the enemies.
Enemy resistance has been severely weakened. Hopefully that gives the local city some breathing room. Ooh! Scaldra lockbox on radar. That means goodies. Keys can be found in the marked vicinity. Taking out enemies will help me narrow down their location.
I don't like this lockbox at all.
Use it or lose it.
Or the boost.
Pick up the pace!
Yeah, we're not getting this.
The real treasure is the friends we made along the... Nah, it's the pizza.
Marnir is never gonna let me live this down.
That overguard 8 times multiplier is stupid. Just the fact that like every 200 or something I get my own overguard from just dealing damage is insane. It's unfortunate the cap's like 15,000, but that's fine.
I didn't.
Grendel. Don't see too many of those anymore. Note, 90% of the players that you encounter are using primes, meaning this ain't beginner friendly at all. I've already clarified this, I think, but just to let people know, you have to max rank the new logo for this weapon. You gotta go through fucking disarmament in order to get this one. You have to deal with Technopsychotas multiple times to get all of these. Do clan stuff for this, and I don't know much about why people are using Fierce. Should also probably do my calendar stuff while I'm here, since I completely forgot about it. Necros is a decent all-rounder frame. Though I don't know if he's the best for this. I won't doubt he is a pretty decent frame. But I have confidence because he has prestige. Will our opponents get it together and start it up? I messed that up.
Clowns to the left of me. Mutated consumer electronic monstrosities to the right. You get the picture. Eliminate nearby resistance.
Ooh, that's a strong penalty off the start. Things are lagging.
Uh-oh! Did we do that?
I think partly this guy is having network issues. That's not helpful at all. It's either he's having networking issues or I'm having networking issues. It could be one of the two, because earlier I had a failed recording was because my Wi-Fi cut out. So it could probably be that.
Whoa! Slow down! They've had enough! For now. Intercept and protect the mobile voice broadcast balloon. I want to be able to turn on my radio without hearing Scaldra,
Oh.
Scaldra, Scaldra.
I think the enemy team's having networking issues. I don't know if the enemy team actually affects how my side's going. That could also be another reason why everything's lagging. Well, as long as I get to complete the mission, I don't
Anyone's
really
match
care.
at this point.
I just hope the enemy team's having fun.
Don't let anything happen to the balloon. Smash jammers to widen the signal window so the balloon can move faster. Jamming our signal. And it doesn't even taste like strawberries.
What's the matter, Amir? Squad having trouble all of a sudden?
Fire orbs. Oh yeah, steel path. Now that's a good time for this.
Transmission strength is waning. To take out the jammers, that balloon can move a little faster.
Where's Torment? Oh, there's Torment.
Static easing, signal returning. You did it! Mobile voice radio is back on the dial.
Can I not pick up the boost or?
Running out of time, Owie. Get to the marked sensor cluster.
Oof.
I'm running a script
It's
on
one of
all
those
these
teams that
Techrock
don't know.
Figure out how Rot communicates. Go there now. Hurry!
They don't know how to deal with the jammers. That's unfortunate.
Don't let up now. That's my cluster. Thing of beauty. It is imperative that it can finish its
Pirate
scan.
radio is one of the few objectives that. Yes.
Signal losing strength. Must smash jammer.
There should be a rule against this, but there isn't.
We win. Energy regeneration, just why not?
Scan is
We won.
done. Whoa. The Techrot did not appreciate that. Reminds me of the last time I went to the doctor. For this squad, victory was never in question.
So you conquer yourself.
But you can see the amount of shit you get for doing this. A few relics, a few. Just a little bit of everything. And I prefer doing it on Steel Path because not only do you get a little extra from the rewards, you also get the steel, the Steel Path currency, which is very good because you want a decent amount of that if you're gonna get a bunch, and I mean a bunch, of the shit tension selling. I'm talking Riven revealing, Riven ciphers. I forgot what they were called. But you get Riven ciphers, Forma packs, relics if you want to spend your tokens on that, as well as a bunch of cosmetic stuff. Just simply having a good supply of steel steel path currency is great. Ooh. most of these weapons have incarnates. Ooh, that Volt's using a loadout I love using with incarnates. Ooh, this is a full lobby. This is gonna be interesting. Most of these guys are using incarnate weapons. Don't know about the Glax. Where did everyone go? What's that? Okay. Is that a visual glitch or...
Okay, Aoi and Amir. Think
What
your
just
squads
happened?
need a little incentive for today's jobs. Fine. This is a race. Squad that finishes last makes pizza for the winners. Big bites counter, cap, apron, and all.
Arthur's outlined 3 crucial objectives for us to clear. Stakes could not be higher. My dignity is on the line.
Playing against
I
specters?
do not want to go behind the big bites counter tonight. Understood?
I think my internet is being a little unstable.
It's time to burn
Oh well.
a compact disc. A nearby data server
If
contains
this
megabytes of
still
solar
gives me
comms logs.
rewards, I
Get to the
don't
server.
care.
I'll trigger the right.
I've never had this happen before. And if it gives me rewards, I would like to know how to... This would be a good thing to learn how to
Gas, people.
cause.
We need gas.
If, no, no. I'm not gonna say anything about it because if I endorse this kind of stuff,
One compact disc coming
DE might ban my account, and I have worked too hard on this account for this. Not gonna get myself in trouble, similar to how people got themselves in troubles for revealing the Stalker Spectre farm thing, like.
Now you're thinking.
They didn't even see it coming.
Look at you, squad. You maxed out the Jenny. Routing excess power to Bernstein. And done. Pick that CD up and go. Nasty tech rot fatties up ahead. Do me a favor and take out the trash.
That's a little unfair. The AI gets head start with this. That is not fun.
Oops.
You motherfuckers.
Confirmed kill.
That's two.
Scratch one rotten bastard.
There's the start.
Need to see some hustle. Tech rot scrub. Keep moving. It's okay, Amir. There's no shame in being second best. Ooh, Scoundrel lockbox on radar. That means goodies. Keys can be found in the marked vicinity. Taking out enemies will help me narrow down their location. Focus. We have this thing.
Smell that? Smells like pizza.
Even though I'm not really trying because this is against AI, I am a bit surprised how close it actually is getting.
That'll help. Hasky, hurry, or you'll end up like my second cousin who liked to play pranks with fireworks. There should be a rule against this, but there isn't.
Red crits are beautiful.
High-ranking units may have their own keys.
They didn't even see it coming.
Where is this thing?
Take out heavy units. They're often issued passkeys.
Screw you, Mania. Where's the passkey?
High-ranking units may have their own keys.
Actually, where is the passkey?
Smell that? Smells like pizza.
Oh, that just.
For this squad, victory was never in
That's stupid. I could not find the
Ramirez,
passkey.
Never gonna let me live this down. Time to come home.
I just lost to specters. Damn. My game just cheated me out of that. Oh well. Still a decent amount of rewards. Damn. That was stupid.
We should check each other over for any new blemishes. Want me to do you first?
How much time have I been recording? Okay, 30 minutes. I think that's enough content for now.
Do you ever wonder how many
Uh,
we're breaking just by being together? Government laws, religious laws, rules of physics.
yeah, I think this is a good point to stop. I'll show off my build before as I'm closing up, but here are my regulators. Obviously, it's not fully optimized, but oh well. Here's the arcane I use to get myself overguard. Alright, here's the build I use on my Mesa. I am not the... I don't have everything fully upgraded and optimized, but I don't care. I play this game to have fun. Who cares if it's fully optimized or not? As long as I'm having fun or anyone I play with is having fun, I don't care what I use. Hell, if I really wanted to, I could literally I could literally equip my fucking Zenith and wreak some mayhem with that. I use the weapons I like, and I do the things I like to do. One question I always have, though, with Warframe creators, why don't they always have Tau forged Archon shards whenever they're like showing off a build? I know the reason why I don't have all Tau forged is mainly because one, I don't always do activities that give me Archon shards, and frankly, getting Stella's annoying for me because there's not much for me to do in the Sanctum other than doing the Deep Archimedia. But even still, I don't. I see like a bunch of Warframe creators with a bunch of like normal Archon shards and like way more than they need to. And with a decent amount of Warframe creators, especially the ones who have been making content on this game for years, I and have been farming everything since the day ones of every update. I don't understand why they can have the most optimized frame and then have the not even the maximum Archon shards they could be using for their builds. Like, yes, it does take an entire week to get a decent amount of these, but at the same time, when you're playing day one of any activity, and you're farming the hell out of it, you should already have a stockpile. It's been like a, about a year since Archon Shard. Over a year since Archon Shards were released. I don't know. I forget the exact update dates. But enough time that pretty much anyone who has been playing Warframe weekly should have a decent supply. I haven't been playing Warframe every single week. But I still have a decent stockpile of these. And I am working on... I'm mainly working on getting better Warframes, like Warframe mods at the moment, so I haven't had time to focus on upgrading everything to their full potential. But most of these Tau Forges, I've used my remaining Stella to fuse together. It cost 100 Stella per Ascent fusion, and Coalescent fusions cost 50. I can understand if people don't want to use a bunch of Stella just to get these, but it's weird that I see a huge, like, stockpiles up to 20 of these, and then, like, none of the Archon shards they use on their Warframes are upgraded to Tau Forged. Like, I understand, even if you want a Tau Forge that was gotten from the mission, I don't really feel like that's productive. Because you have an entire helmet filled with a bunch of Warframes that you like subsumed. You have this. You use 90% of these abilities just to make one Warframe better. So use organic Tau Forge doesn't really matter. I wonder if some people just don't know this stuff exists. But they should, considering these two buttons are very important for getting these three. And like, before the Archimedia for 1999 came out, this was the only way you could get a Tau Forged and normal version of these. So I just I don't understand. With most of my normal frames that I don't have specialized build with, I usually just use these. Saren's the only one that I've actually focused green shards on. It's just weird when people who have been playing this game longer than I have trouble getting something that is right there. Don't have anything to use Argon crystals on right now, so I'll just feed them. And one more thing, as I am here. If you use Prime Sure-Footed on your builds, it's a skill issue. Unless it's a Warframe that struggles to stay up, It is a skill issue. And you don't need it on every frame, even if you still have problems with getting knocked down. Either learn to use the dedicated dodge button, use frames that don't get affected by knockback that much, like Atlas, or anyone that can get overguard naturally. And have knockback resistance, or simply use a weapon that uses a normal projectile, like a bullet or an arrow, and not explosives. Because if you go booming around everything and claiming that you need sure-footed, it's mostly your fault that you needed sure-footed. Some missions, I can understand, knock you down all the time if you're not careful. But then again, you have to make sure that you're actually avoiding attacks. Avoiding attacks is the most important thing to stop you from getting knocked back. Health tanking, shield tanking, using immunity to stop yourself from taking damage, all that's good. But it can be better if you learn how to avoid attacks. And the worst part is, people are like, you need Prime Sure-Footed, when it's a thing that you unlock at like, what, day 300, 400? I forget exact milestone day, but it's over a year of Warframe playing to get it. Like, it's not something that you get out of the gate and you immediately use. I don't even think Borrow sells it early. You need to make a more accessible Warframe thing if you want to make a build for newer players. Which is why showing off builds like this, like if you take away, you can replace these with easier to get mods and you'd still be able to get about the same effect for beginners. People can get Aragor Reach. People can get Ballistic Bullseye. Some of these are, and like everyone has Continuity Streamline and Intensify. Like you can make builds using simple mods. You don't have to optimize everything to be like top tier unless you're doing like a very difficult activity. You don't need everything to be optimized. You just have to be good in order to make it work. You can have a whole fully optimized build, but if you rely too much on a certain aspect to survive, you're not doing things right. The reason I increase armor on my Mesa is because I usually have a problem staying alive because the shield and health don't matter too much for Mesa. She struggles a bit in all these departments, so I raised her armor using the Archon shards so that she would last longer. And it does me pretty well. Like, I don't die that easily. And I can use this to increase that damage reduction to a point where it is negligible how much damage I can take. And then the fact that I'm also getting overguard from my regulators because of having the secondary arcane on it makes it very difficult for me to die. And the best part about the Peacemakers is that you don't need to be grounded to use them. You can use them mid-bullet jump. So you don't need Mesa's Vaults to keep yourself moving. You don't need most of her augment mods, actually. Like, yes, all of her things are good and all. Ballistic Bullseye is definitely a good one to have for just a little bit of extra damage, but you don't need it. You don't need any augments to make Mesa good. She's already a really good frame. Like, there are a bunch of different Warframes you can choose from, all with their own little niches. Like, you can have so many different things. With some Warframes, yes, using their augment mods completely changes how you play them. Prey of Dinar and Ulfrin's Endurance completely change Varuna from a somewhat fun gimmick to, oh my god, I am never getting out of Ulfrin's Descent. And then this just completely makes her stupidly strong. And although I forgot I don't have a thing for her. With Kome, she is a very good Warframe. If you use Impetus and Augmented, she gets a bunch, and I mean a bunch of extra strength. And if you max out her strength, she is a lot more deadly than you'd think. Now, her strength, efficiency, whatever, doesn't affect her chances of getting high rolls, but with enough range and strength, as well as duration, you can make those rolls, regardless of how strong they are, actually really good. She gets up to like 13, 14 stacks with Impetus. 14 if you're like using special things. But the reason I lower the efficiency without trying to raise it is because this gives her efficiency as she's as she inflicts status effects, which, let me remind you, her entire kit is a guaranteed random status effect. Getting triple sixes on any of these is good for her. Though I don't use her first ability too often, I could probably change it out for something else. But at the same time, as a quick proc for a little bit of extra build up, it's great. Like, Komi's kit is great. I've heard people complain about her gambling thing being a little annoying, but Warframe isn't about having a specialized kit. It's about having fun, which is what every game is about. With Kome, use whatever you want. You don't need Archons. You like Archon things in order to make her good. Hell, you don't even need like you can have all of this, but you can also use different builds, try shit out. It might not be good, but if you can make something wacky, that's the fun part. All these Warframes have something fun about them. The playstyles are all dependent on the player, not on the Warframe. I use most of my Warframes. Some I haven't touched in a good while, but that's only because they aren't my favorite playstyle. Sevagoth, I need to get better with his stuff. I know he can be good. Revenant Prime, he is a very good frame, I just don't use him often. Limbo, I need to upgrade him. He is not the strongest frame I have at the moment, but he's a good one. I like him. I like his style. I just have fun. I've had a like 20-minute rant now that I'm realizing it. Sorry about that. It's just with Warframe, it is one of those games where it can be a bit overwhelming for new players. And with players who are not really aware that beginner players don't have everything, it can make this game very difficult for newer players to get into because they feel like they're inadequate. No player is inadequate. You're all you all have your own playstyles, you all have your own games that you enjoy playing. Even if you don't like Warframe, I can I can definitely see why. Sometimes it is a lot of stuff to take in, especially story-wise. But whether you're playing for gameplay or story, you enjoy your games the way you want to. You can pick up Warframe, play it, have fun with the movement system and the themes, and put it down for something else, or you can continue playing. That is your choice. I won't force you to do any status quo. And if you're just starting out and you want to get into this game, I will help. I may not have too much to give that I can spare at the moment. And that may be difficult for me to say considering how many frames and weapons I got and Archon shards. But it's mainly because I usually stick to having one copy of things. So I don't really have too much that I can give. But even if I don't have much to give, I can help. It's this is one of the games that I've been passionate about for a good while. Mainly because it's one of the better communities of games that I've played in. Destiny is a game I love, but over the years it's gotten more and more toxic and honestly boring. With this, it has been a fun grind. Getting all these things, mastering, and just trying everything that comes out. I don't care that it is tedious sometimes. And I don't care that I don't have everything. much less space to hold all the things in my foundry. But being able to grind with a few goals, it's enough to keep me happy. That's the important part about playing games. It's not to be the best. It's not to show off or say you're better than someone. It's just to have fun. Gonna end this video now. Sorry about the 20-minute rant. I've just seen a lot of toxic shit in a few games that I play, and just wanted to talk a little bit about it. But you all have fun. Enjoy your days, and see you next time when I make that terrorist vid. Bye-bye.